I'm Shelley Turner with the Builderall team. In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the fields in your subscriber list. As you can see, I'm logged into the Mailing Boss dashboard, and I'm going to go to the top menu where I'm going to choose Lists, and then I'm going to click Lists. And that takes me to a list of my subscriber list. And I can choose to view that in list mode, or I can choose to view it in grid mode. If I'm in grid mode, I'm going to find the list that I want to edit the fields in. I'm going to choose subscriber list B, and I go all the way over to where the icons are, and I'm going to choose the icon that looks like a circle with a letter I in it. That's called the overview icon. I can click right there, or I can go back to my list view and find the list that I want to work in. Subscriber list B is where I'll be, and I can choose the icon that says overview. So I'm going to click that. And that takes me to an overview of the subscriber list. And right here is where I can start editing the fields for this list. So I'm going to click the word fields. And as you can see, I've got two fields available to me right now. The first one is the email field. The second one is the first name field. These are the two fields that I have available in my subscriber list. The email field has to stay there. You cannot delete it. But you could delete the first name field if you wanted to. Right here's the remove button, and you can remove that at any time. The next thing I can do is I can add additional fields. So I can choose to add a text field, I can choose a drop-down field, a multi-select field, a date field, a date time field, and then a longer text area field. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a text field. And when I do, it tells me it's a new text field, and it asks me to give it a label. I'm going to label this last name. Now I have to come up with a tag. The tag is what's used to pull the data out of the database. So if it's a last name, the tag that I put in here will go to the database and pull all the last names if you're doing like an email or something like that. So the tags are really important. So let's call this L name for last name. Tags have to be in all capital letters. Now we can choose if this is going to be a required field or not. I'm going to choose yes. And then we can choose if it's going to be visible or not. If you have an opt-in form and you don't want to show this field, you can choose for it to be hidden. But of course, if it was required, you wouldn't want it hidden. So we're going to choose visible. And then the next item is the sort order. We'll talk about that in a second. And then we have help text. If you have a field that you need to tell the user how to fill out the field, you can do that here in the help text. The default value is what you want the value to be automatically, and the user will have to change it. For example, if you want the default of a question to be yes, and the user would have to change it to no, then you can set the default as yes. In this situation, we don't have a default value, so we're not going to do anything with it. We'll leave it blank. I've filled out everything I need to fill out right now, and I'm going to go ahead and click Save Changes. Now, the next thing I want to do is take a look at the order that I have my fields in. On the list, I have last name, and then email, and then first name. Now, the order I'd like them to go in is first name, last name, email. That's where this sort order comes in. So I'm going to choose first name to be sort order number 1, last name to be sort order number 2, and email to be sort order number 3. So now I have them in numerical order of the way I want them appearing on my opt-in forms, and I'm going to click Save Changes. And when I do, it should reorder for me and put first name, last name, email. So that's how you're going to change the fields in your subscriber list in Mailing Boss.